So we just got the message for picking our rear wall up. So we've just jumped in the daily, got the trailer hooked up, and we are gonna go pick this wall up, get it home and start pulling it apart, ready to weld onto the car. I am so excited. This is progressing pretty quickly actually. I know this is gonna be the longest part, but this is it. I'm excited. I can't wait to get this thing done so I can get back out and start wheeling. Well, now that we got our rear wall kit all set out, ready to go, we can start by sound deadening the insides of these doors. I'm just going to go get something to clean it as spotless as I can, sound deaden this, have it ready to start tacking some rear wall pieces on really. A couple of little dings here I tried to push out as much as I could. I can't actually get them out too well, so they're just going to have a little bit of bog over them. I'm going to have to bog here anyway. I'm no panel beating expert, so I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for the best. So I'm just going to use some wax and grease remover. And just sticking this in the door. Oh man, there's lines on the back of it so you can cut it straight. Beautiful. Now I'm not taking the sound deadening all the way to the edge. I've left it probably 20 mil off because when I weld this, I don't know how well that handles heat from a welder. So I've left it 20 mil back so then that way it doesn't realistically hopefully burn it. I'm just using my hand in here to rub it on. I don't have one of the little rollers yet. They didn't have one where I went and picked up the sound deadening from. So, and a box of this set me back $100, $106, and it has 12 of these sheets. Just using a screwdriver that I have here, just where this little V is in the door, to like roll it onto the V. That little roller actually would be hell handy right now. I'm actually interested to see how this sounds too. I'll go tap the other side. Stop shooting me! So we're now on the other side that doesn't have sound deadening. It's actually a pretty big difference. So this black section of stuff here is in my way in a couple of spots, so I'm just running with a knife and cutting it. I tried to use a blade on it and it just like burns into the blade, which is no good. So I'm just trying to polish it technically so I can weld. This is the base plate and it clips under. Just obviously got to get it center, hold it up to the floor nice and well, and then put a couple of tacks on it. And then that's sort of the start, and then the base wall comes off that, and your wings and everything sort of interlocks together. So I'm just running with my knife, trying to break 20 mil of it off. And then I'll run with a grinder anyway and polish. Rightio then. So what we did, we measured from the door frame here, like the little door frame, door seal bit where it's all sort of pinched together and it's one straight bit of metal on both sides. I measured the overall distance. I had 1500. I halved that, so half of that 750 obviously. Marked 750, measured my first base plate piece, half that, and then put that half line there. Then we're just going to go chuck one tack here and a tack there, maybe a tack in the middle just to hold this piece in. Then we've got to cut the inner parts of the door out. They get deleted. Pretty sure these little bits get deleted here too. Put our side panels on, centerpiece on. Everything's just going to be tacked in and around here. CamFab actually provide pretty good instructions. If you do have problems, you can go onto their website or Facebook or something to find everything you need to find. But this is pretty much ready to tack on. Good one. Lucky I marked it in 3 spots. It's obviously just a small tack, just enough to hold it where I need it. And then what I'm going to do throughout when I'm building it, I've got a little digital level here with my cut. I'm going to put it on my cut, zero it out. Now it's 0. Move it to here, put it there. So I'm 3.7 degrees out, which I can twist that softly there. Obviously this should line up with that up there. So yeah, that could be the floor laying down. Once I obviously get it all together, it'll start to hold it where it needs to be. I'll just check a few things as I go. It's going to take me beautiful tarp off because I'm doing it outdoors and we're currently meant to cop, God knows how much rain today. So I'm just going to move it to there, open my door, and we'll cut this inside out. We'll go get this instruction manual. Something like that. So yes, that's got to get cut off. We're back from our holiday now, so I can actually start ripping into this. As you can see, I've got this little piece on here that I tacked and just played around with to make sure it was right. So I now know what I need to do on this side of the wall. So my door here, I'm going to cut this inner section out, and this top bit of the door comes out. There's a panel that goes in here and covers exactly where all that is. So that gets cut off. And then what we'll do is we tack the door closed and we go and put our panel piece on. And what I did on that side is once I tacked it in a few spots, because that door was dinged a little bit, I tack it a little bit closer to where the next bit was, and then I bash the panel out because my doors were all munted. But yeah, so I'll just do the same thing here. I'll cut everything off now and get ready to start welding. And then literally like weld every bit, polish it all back. That's going to be the time consuming bit, but the car.
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission.
On the inside here where the floor touches my rear wall, I'm going to copper weld through primer this side, pretty much this bit in here. I think before I go and put all of the internals on this, I might hit this inside with black zinc so it sort of helps everything be rust proof.
Hello.
Hello. Watch out. Watch out. I'm going to be loud.
Alright.
I've got this rear wall pretty much like 80% welded up. I've got the kids here, so I can't go welding by myself at the moment. When Gemma gets home later, I'll finish welding. The roof's all done, this side's all done. So I'm gonna start polishing all this back as neat as I possibly can without going too deep. It's gonna be the hard thing.
You're doing good. I'm doing great. Hours of practice, they don't feel like working. Overthinking.
Where is my panel beating hammer, AKA any hammer? I believe this is gonna be the slow, tedious little bits.
Tiny yet a festival. Reality's a it's less than 24 hours past and I'm back to working. The wage isn't minimum, but when you know your worth is more.
Well, we got most of it polished up now, or pretty much all of it, as close as we could get, because we've still got to bog all the corners and stuff anyway, so I'm not trying to get it completely smooth, but it's reasonably smooth. The hardest ones were these little joins in here and down the bottom here of the door. So yeah, as for polishing it, this is what I sort of use. So I got just like a grinding blade, the real thick ones. They that was for polishing back the weld to begin with when it's really chunky, because I found I was using flappy disc first and it was just destroying them and ripping them to pieces. So I went and got those ones, and that destroyed the welds perfectly until you got close enough to the surface. And then I jumped to pretty much a 40 grit flappy disc to get it down pretty close to the surface. Then I went to a 120 to sort of smoothen it out to make it not super grainy. There wasn't heaps of scratches in it. And then for the corners, as you can see, there's a flappy disc. It's a 40 grit flappy disc, but it has a radius on the corner instead of just being. So yeah, those ones there worked perfectly up in the tight radiuses and the bends and stuff. And you could actually get right in there to get it real back nice and fine, which was good. We're pretty much now going to move on to bogging everything, sort of getting the outside set.
Make your own curriculum, study in the industry. I know you see me killing them. Nice, it felt so real. I had some moments I was living them. Celebrity, civilian, walk amongst the...
Yeah, hello, we're back now with volume. So I've bogged the outside. It's got a set. I'll let it set overnight and sand it tomorrow and then rebog if I have to in certain areas, which I dare say I'll have to because I am a grade panel beater now. I got my black zinc. There is a panel that goes here and boxes this entire section off here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my black zinc. I'm going to spray all my welds that have come through. I'm going to sound deaden that piece in there. So just got my can of black zinc. I got a rag just to go wiping down the ends here. Beauty. So now it's black, which is beautiful. This thing's gonna be murdered. So good. Black dash, black accessories, black trims, black car, black everything. I'm gonna use some silicone as an extra precaution down here. It's got the door seal still on it, the rubber, but if I go through a water crossing, I might seal inside here so that way it technically doesn't flood. The car probably still will flood from elsewhere, but the less water we can get in at a time, the better. We'll do a little bit of silicone work in here. Lucky that's my expertise, and our motto at work is do your best, silo the rest. Silicone is where I'm gonna really shine. I was just joking about silicone, do your best, silicone the rest. We do take pride at what we do at work. So it's all sound deadened now, as you can see. I'm just gonna go move inside and paint those panels now, leave them overnight on the inside, so then that way I can still weld the outside, and then I can tack weld them in tomorrow, put my braces around where my window goes, and that's the rear wall done until it's ready for paint, I think. If I think of anything, I'll let you know, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to finishing this rear wall. Another can of black zinc. We're just gonna go hit the inside of these. You hear me? Yes. Bogged next day. So I'm gonna go get my little orbital sander now, give all this a nice little sand back, and then I'll go weld the inside piece on after that. There's like a little flat spot there, a low spot there still that I can feel. So I will need to bog a little bit of these again. This one here needs a little bit in the middle. Get the orbital set up and start sanding. Rightio, we have moved the car into the garage because I was sick of working outside. We are now onto this panel, infill panel here. Now that we've done all our sound deadening and stuff behind it as much as we possibly could, I'm just going to tack this one on in place, and then I'm going to go run my window supports, because there's 4 window supports around that window there, and then put the other piece on once I tack the window supports in, because they actually sleeve through the frame here. So if they sleeve through, I won't be able to put both on, because then I won't be able to get the piece in, I don't think. I'm closing my eyes, don't worry. Bada boom, bada bing. We got our first support in here for the back window. I've just clamped it on that side. Super hard to film in here because I don't have heaps of room with the camera and stuff to put it up. I'll give you a little point and a run through. So we got that put in there, and as you can see, it has a slot right there for this little bit of the window section there, which I now have tacked in because I also got that one put in. If you look down this wall, you can see that the window is not very straight. So I'm going to go clamp this in all the sections that are waving and pull it back as straight as possible. That'd obviously be from heat. So then we'll put the support up the side there and the support across the top for the window frame to help straighten that cutout just there. So I'm just looking roughly where the real big warps are, and then we're just pulling it back in, making it real nice and tight. Now that is straight as an arrow.
I know the future's bright for me. I know my teachers lied to me. I do it for the ones that came before.
How much straighter that wall is now. Still slight ripple, but way better. Your welder's set up pretty well when it's starting to sort of burn into the other side, but not blow holes. God damn. Catches on fire really quickly. Probably gonna have to reevaluate that. New plan of attack. Cut roof lining stuff off so it does not burn car to ground. I figured I'll cut it off, because then what I can do is I can just put sound deadening up here. Car's not on fire. What are you eating? Don't eat paper. That's silly. Go get your shoes on and you can come in here. Good girl.
Come in.
I have finished welding the supports in. I've just gone and done like good solid tacks everywhere. The tacks are probably 50 mil long every 100 mil maybe. Later on, I might use some gasket maker or special car silicone or something just to fill in between where all the welds are. I don't know, I'll see how I go. I'm actually contemplating even putting like a false wall here to sort of cover all this, which would be nice maybe. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit all of it with black zinc, and then I'm going to sound deaden it.
I'm in position, I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. I had to let you go, so
The paint's all pretty well dry now. As you can see, it's very nice and black in here. I'm going to go and sound deaden everything. You don't need to see me do this entire wall. Well, we're gonna wrap that rear wall episode up right there. So as you can see, we've got the wall pretty much done. I've covered the vents with sound deadening for now. I will cut the vents out when I'm done. Then that way the sound deadening is like as tight as it could possibly be behind everything in this rear wall. Next step in the car is get the front diff out of this thing, the bent housing. I've got the other housing all prepped, ready to go. I just got to get it in the car so I can mock up where the radius arm mounts are going to go. As soon as I get a tack on them, I can take the whole diff out. Well, I've got the ring conversion to go in. I don't have the spider gears for the diff center yet. All the trusses, all the bracing, steering box brace, all that sort of stuff is going to be the next build step on this car. Then we got obviously a tray, sliders, still got heaps to do. We've got to paint the car as well. We're getting there slowly but surely. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next.